emojis in the chat, pimps. Crying emojis in the chat. Oh my lord. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video. And yes, yesterday was a slow day. Your boy Duty decided to relax and only pumped out like 2 videos, which is a bit of a low. But don't worry, folks. Your boy Duty is back again. I actually have 3 videos to post today, early in the morning. And this is the first one. Breaking news, folks. Breaking news from the Snort Fort. Apparently, our boy Phil was up last night, 4 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning his time. Apparently, he was sucking down gin, drinking vodka, drinking Moscow Mules, drinking a whole bunch of stuff, and probably playing WWE Champions and surfing the Twitter. And apparently, our boy Phil is traumatized. Now, why you say Phil traumatized? Apparently, Phil reported out last night that he was robbed. That's right. Our boy DSP was robbed on his day off. You smell that? I smell bullshit. Anyway. Our boy DSP posted 4 o'clock Eastern this morning the following. I have a heck of a story to tell on tomorrow's podcast. It was 1 o'clock your time, so it's actually today's podcast, Phil. You can see the gin-soaked brain doesn't let him know what day it is. He got robbed, which is an interesting phase, and we'll get into that in a minute. It was not a big deal, sure, Phil, and I'm fine. Just still pretty shocked that it happened, plus some good news too. So see you on the show, and then premiere of the Super Mario RPG remake on the first stream, which is very interesting. Okay, anyone being robbed is very traumatic, but of course, Rahm Emanuel, aka Phil Burnell, will never let a good tragedy go to waste. That's right, Phil will never let a good tragedy go to waste. And this phrasing of this tweet just makes no sense, and I'm calling utter bullshit. First of all, right, why is he up at 4 o'clock in the morning posting and tweeting? That's the first thing. The other thing here is he said he got robbed. So when you get robbed, technically someone takes something from you. Either money, your wallet, your car, some possession of yours, someone gets taken of you. If a robbery is attempted and they take nothing, then it's not a robbery. Maybe it might be considered a mugging, right? So the robbery thing makes no sense. And the mere fact that he then posed, it's not a big deal. Sure, Phil. This is a man that makes a bad DoorDash order seem like a tragedy. This is a man who spent 2 years complaining about Burger King screwing up his chicken sandwich on his wife's birthday. And let's not forget he took his wife to Burger King on her birthday. That's right. That's not duties making shit up. That's factual. That's a factual statement. So right there off the bat, it makes no sense whatsoever, right? I mean, if you get robbed, that's a pretty traumatic experience, regardless of how big the issue is or whatever the case is. It's still pretty traumatic. And the mere fact that he posted the way that he posted this, he was either drunk or he's lying or he's exaggerating. That's one of the two things. One of the things that could be. Now, let's talk about the whole, let's talk about him exaggerating. So we know Phil loves to exaggerate and he loves to attribute things that happen to himself. That's a common trait of Phil. That's a common trait of a narcissist. So probably what may have happened was he was walking to the store, right? And he was in the parking lot, maybe about 50 feet away. He saw this homeless person accosting a young lady, trying to take her food or trying to take her money. And of course, Phil panicked because, it may have been an urban style person. And Phil panicked and he hid behind his car, biting his nails, right? And the mere fact that a robbery occurred 50 feet away from him, in Phil's world means he was robbed too. So he attributed the robbery to himself. Maybe that happened. Or the second thing is that maybe someone came up to him and asked him if he had a light, and Phil said no. And of course, Phil, the pig man he is, probably was rude as fuck to this person. And this person said, "You don't need to be an asshole." And of course, Phil ignored him or gave him a snort of derision. And the guy basically called him an asshole. That may have happened. And of course, Phil, knowing him, he could probably think that he was being robbed. He would say he's being robbed. You know, a common trait of a narcissist is to always exaggerate something. You go to the store, you bump into someone and they said, "Hey, watch what you're doing." That would be a normal story, right? When Phil tells a story, it's oh, the guy bumped into me and I apologized, and then he got rude, and then he threatened to kill me, and then he pulled out a gun, and then he told me that if he saw me ever again at this store, he would kill me. I mean, that's Phil. That's how Phil would exaggerate a story. You know, that's just how he is. And the mere fact here that he used the word robbery is, and he says it's not a big deal. This man complains if someone charges back $10 when he's streaming. He has a fit about it, and he complains about the chargeback. And he's sitting here saying he got robbed and it's not a big deal. I'm sorry, no. This man loves to use tragedy, problems to seek sympathy. And there's no way that Phil would try to downplay this as nothing major, nothing big. Oh, it's not a big deal. Please. If he got robbed and he lost something, like they say they stole his car or stole some money, he would bring that shit up every fucking day for the next month. Mind you, he got sick in October 28th, 29th, around there. And we're in the middle of November, and he's still talking about his cold. He's still talking about the sneezing and the snorting and all those noises. Every single day he brings it up like 20 times. And he apologizes for it, and then he talks about he can't help it because, he was sick. And there's nothing he can do because he was sick. Mind you, this is just a common cold that everyone in the world gets every year. And Phil has to turn it into, he has to turn it into his own personal World War II saga. It's just, he's Anne Frank. He's gonna write a book like Anne Frank, his tragedy of how he got sick for a couple days in October and how it's hurting his business. This man is a drama whore. He just is, and everything is a problem. So it just makes, the tweet just makes no sense. First of all, it's like 1 a.m, and then he talks about it's not a big deal, and then he tries to promote the Super Mario RPG remake. It makes no sense. It makes no little fucking sense. Tying those two things together to me just sounds like he was trying to build up hype. He's trying to build up drama so that people will come to his streams, watch his pathetic podcast, and hopefully donate money. Straight up, that's what it is. To me, that's what it fucking sounds like. And you know me, I hardly ever believe Phil. And not that he lies, it's just that he does lie. But with things like this, he just exaggerates. He always exaggerates everything. So I'm leaning on this was the exaggeration. It could have been that he was in a store where someone got robbed, or maybe before he entered the store got robbed. And of course, a narcissist has to always put himself in the middle of every tragedy. And, if the store got robbed a few minutes before Phil got there, then technically Phil got robbed. That's just how Phil fucking is. So it should be interesting. And again, I want to know if he called the police. If he got robbed and didn't call the police, I'm calling bullshit. It's not true. He's lying out of his ass. Because I don't care how serious it is or not. If someone tries to rob you, you're calling the police. You are. Whether they took something or not, you're calling the police because you have to get that fucking menace off the street. If it's not for you, you're hopefully protecting the next person that this idiot tries to rob, right? And the other thing, if he comes back and says, "Oh, nothing was taken," then that's another telling thing. If nothing was taken, then he wasn't robbed. That's not robbed. A robbery consists of someone taking something from you. So if he comes in and says, "No, nothing was taken," then I'm calling bullshit. Or possible exaggeration to this story. But anyway, that's it. Your boy Duty's here to wildly speculate, and I'll be covering it later on. Also, I'm going to be posting 2 additional videos, like I stated earlier. The first one's going to be the financial audit, where Phil had a pretty shitty week. And also, we're going to nominate the Den of the Week. And you guys are going to be surprised. Your boy Duty's going to try to do some global diplomacy. And I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.